Hello everyone, welcome to GeoSpace Geology. Today we will be discussing about CUET PG entrance exam. So today we will be going through each and every detail of CUET PG Geology mainly. Okay. So many people from my Telegram channel were asking me questions regarding this exam, the pattern of this exam, the kind of questions, the type of questions that they can expect, and how different can it be. So today we will be discussing some of the important points regarding this exam, like how to prepare for the CUET, sorry, not CUCET. CUCET was the exam that was held up to last year, but from this year it has become CUET. Okay, so the first important question that people are asking is how to prepare for the CUET exam in 45 or 50. Now I guess it's around 35 to 45 days left. Okay, what difference in paper and type of questions can we expect in the new pattern from the previous ones? What to expect in terms of competition and competitors? How to approach practice and aim for 25 out of 25 marks, or like the most marks that you can target in the part A, that is aptitude part. This also contains general awareness and general English as well. Okay, what should be the plan going ahead for aiming one of the top ranks in the exam? So we will be discussing all these questions in detail, and so let's begin. Okay, so basically I will start by introducing myself. This is Mayank Mishra, and I have qualified almost all major entrance exams that are held in the field of earth sciences. I have qualified IIT-JAM, that was in 2018, and also in 2019. I qualified GATE in 2021. I qualified CSIR NET in 2020 basically. And I also qualified BHU with All India rank 34 and CUCET with All India rank 11 in 2019 both. Okay, so these ranks I mentioned because we are going to talk about CUET PG entrance exam, and so that is why I feel like I'm more than qualified to answer all these questions. And basically, I'm the founder and educator at GeoSpace Geology. We have over 2,500 aspirants of presence on our Telegram channel currently. So you can visit it and go through our contents, our videos, our lectures. Alright, so yeah, let's begin. So let's begin with going through the CUET brochure at first. And this is the first time that this entrance exam is going to happen, CUET. So we will see what we can expect, the type of questions and all those things. Okay, so I will not go through this complete document in detail because it will take a lot of time. You can go through the important details. So basically you can see here last date of successful transaction is 19th June. Alright, so what we can expect from this is the admit card will be out by around, I guess, first week of July, and this is also a guess basically. Maybe it may be delayed. The admit card may be out even after this point in time. Okay, so what we can expect is the exam, and for geology actually it is going to be held on the 8th day of the schedule, as we will see later. Now you can see correction of application is also open till 22nd June. Here it is written that downloading of the admit card is like yet to be announced. Dates of examination yet to be decided. Basically, it will be a 2-hour exam. Okay, 2 hours of exam, 120 minutes you will have, and there are two shifts: 10 a.m. to 12 noon, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. All right. So from here, what we can expect is at least after 7 days to 10 days, the admit card will be announced. Okay. So around the first week of July, I may say, first week of July. Okay. Admit card will be released, not announced basically. These are the dates to be announced. And the dates of examination will be, I guess, around the third week. It may go even beyond this. So you can expect at least third week of July that it will go up to. Okay. So by this way, today it's like 9th of June. Okay, 8th. It's 8th, and you can expect 8th only. No matter, no issues like even if you expect it to be 9th. But what I mean to say is you still have around 45 days. Okay, around 40 to 45 days easily for this exam to happen. This is for geology candidates. Okay, so let's move ahead. Let's see what do we have. So, like DHU has also taken part in this year, okay, under CUET PG, but DU is going to be held separately. All right. So this will be conducted in English and Hindi, except for language and Sahitya papers. Okay, it will be a computer-based test. So try solving previous year questions on your laptop, on your system, whatever you have. If you don't have, it's not an issue at all. You will get accustomed to it in the exam time only. It's not like that different to you people these days because most of the exams are being held online itself. So let's see, this is the question pattern, and actually for geology it is PG, QP, sorry, QP 19 I guess. We will verify once, but it's 19 only I guess. So this is the pattern for geology candidates. Domain knowledge comprising 75 MCQs. The 25 MCQs will have language comprehension, verbal ability, general awareness, quantitative ability, and analytical skills. Okay, we will also look into this part, that what can be expected. Now let's see. We will have it here somewhere. PGQP 19. Let's search for it. Don't know the page number exactly, but let's see. Okay, yeah, here it is. PGQP 19 it is. Okay, so it will be held on the 8th day of the schedule and in the second shift, that is 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, and this is Geology Earth Science for master's degree. Alright, so eligibility, these things you go by yourself. Then it shares the category, certificate, and all. So here, okay, the exam schedule is mentioned here. So all these things you go by yourself. These are the general information. I will just have a quick look if we have anything important out of this. I don't think so. It has discussed about fee payment details, how you need to fill up the form, and all things of that sort. And the eligibility eligibility conditions, the university names have been mentioned here. Which kind of universities will be taking admission for which kind of subjects. Let's see for geology for once. Okay. So yes, from here it is. If you wish, you can fill up for these as well. If you want, if you are from geology background, still you can fill up for these. Okay, so applied geology it is for Central University of Karnataka. Alright, paper pattern would be the same. Then Central University of Punjab taking admission through this. South Bihar, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. We have Hemvati Nandan, Bahuguna, Garhwal University, Manipur University, Sikkim, Pondicherry, Northeastern. This is Sagar University, Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya. Okay, no, this is not IGNOU basically. This is Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar, and Panal Sindhu University. So these are the universities which are going to take at their admissions this time around with a single exam. Okay, CUET PG. Alright. So I don't think now this document has anything else for us to discuss over here. No. Okay, so let's get to the important questions, important discussions straight away. Now see, first we will have a look at the syllabus. Alright. This is for MSc Geology, which is for Central University of Kerala, Punjab, South Bihar. This is, I guess, Tamil Nadu, and this is for Applied Geology, Karnataka. Okay, this I don't know, it's Tamil Nadu or what, but kindly to check for it yourself as well. So we have Physical Geology, Geomorphology, Geodynamics, Environmental Geology, Structural, we have Hydro, again Physical Geography. Okay, then we have Remote Sensing GIS, the basics, Crystallography, Mineralogy, Geochemistry, Petrology, Economic Geology, Mineral Exploration, Stratigraphy, and Paleontology. So the syllabus is like seemingly quite exhaustive. There are so many topics that most of you may be expecting it to be studied in your masters, but like you can expect some questions from these parts to be asked in this exam as well. Okay, so yeah, let's see. Now, as I mentioned that we have around 45 to 50 days. So, no worries. Yes. So we have around 45 to 50 days for this exam left. What I can do is first you need to know your competitors. Alright. So your competitors are people who haven't got any seat at IIT or through IIT-JAM. Alright. This exam was held in Feb. Now the CUET is gonna be held in around July, I must say, is the least we can expect. Okay, so basically the IIT-JAM candidates, those who have qualified, they have either gone for IIT seats or via CCMN counseling, they may go for NIT seats. Okay, and the third category people who are like who might be trying for BHU. Alright, since BHU, as far as geology is concerned, it is almost equivalent to even some of the IITs like I shall say IIT Bhubaneswar, NIT Rourkela, IIST Shivpur. So BHU I reckon is, as far as geology is concerned, I reckon it is equivalent to a couple of IITs and all the NIT options. Okay. So some people who might be having a seat via CCML may be trying for BHU. Okay, there might be a chance. So that means they will be appearing for this as well, or they may just appear for this, uh, just appear in this exam just to secure a good rank, and then they will leave the seat behind. Okay, for others to grab. So you have people who are desperately needing a good college. The most of the competition, the most of the competitors that you have, they are seeking admission in either BHU, Pondicherry University, or any other central universities that are there listed. Basically, now suppose you have 45 days. What you can do is, when you have such less amount of days, such less number of days, always go for a reverse strategy. Now what you have to do is, you have to go through paper study. You have to study papers. Okay. Not only solve them, study papers. the previous year papers. What kind of previous year papers? Now, as we saw here, the CUET PG has paper code PGQP19, right? This is the exact paper code that CUCET exam has been having for so many years. Now look at this. This is CUCET 2020 question paper, PGQP19. That means, and the exact pattern is also the same. The CUCET paper that was being held earlier for so many years till now, till the previous year, also had the same pattern. It had part A and part B. B was from domain knowledge, A was having general aptitude, general awareness, such kind of stuff. And again, the number of questions were also same. It's just that earlier in CUCET, it was of 1 mark each. Okay, both these sections were of 1 mark each. But this time, both these sections are of 4 marks each. So that means this time you have 100 questions for 400 marks. Alright. So what I truly believe is there is not going to be that much of a difference in terms of the questions that you can expect, the even the level of questions. Okay, so you can practice CUCET previous year papers for part A extensively, and for part B you can practice BHU previous year, okay, CUCET previous year, and Pondicherry previous year questions. So these three will definitely help. Since BHU has been included now in CUET, so it will definitely have a say in the part B. Though the team at NTA designs the paper, but they have internal contacts with all the professors. So what I think is part B questions will be slightly of higher level than that was earlier in the CUCET paper, but part A will be almost similar. And part B, up to like how high the level you can expect, that is up to BHU and Pondicherry entrance exam questions. Okay, CUCET entrance exam questions for part B was like for geology, if we talk about, it was like easier than BHU MSc entrance questions. Okay, earlier, as you can see here, these are the first 25 questions for part A. Then we have part B. So here you can see the part B. The questions are pretty much direct. Oceanic crust is not older than, you have age, hyperpixel equivalent rock of basalt. You have that, like, the questions are pretty much direct. Okay, you don't have any typical questions, any typical in-depth questions. These are all one-liners. Okay, most of the times these are directly definitions you can expect. Alright, oldest mountain range, Jaruguda mine. So these are one-liner questions. How many minerals in most kilo of hardness are silicates? So these don't even take like 15 to 20 seconds for you to answer if you know the answer basically. If you don't know, even if you spend 15 minutes, you will get nothing out of it, because most of these questions are of the type, that's our next point that we will be talking about. Out of these 75 questions, most of the questions that you can expect, like around 80%, I would say, around 80% questions, even more than that it may be, will be theoretical, factual, and this theoretical also includes rote learning. The factual questions are like age, like we can have any kind of age, which period is known as age of fishes, these kind of questions. And in fact, the same kind of questions, the similar kind of questions fall under this category as well. So 80% questions you can expect for these, 20% will be purely conceptual, and less than 5% you can expect the questions to be numerical. Okay. So what you have to do is solve as many previous year questions as possible, even if you don't know anything. Even if, let's say, you have just started preparing, go through the papers. Keep your sources with you, sources of information like notes. If you have your college notes, your bachelor notes, or you can either have KM Bangal or GP Mahapatra. Well, these two books are recommended for exams like these only, not for IIT-JAM, GATE, or any such kind of exams. Okay, so keep your resources with you. Whichever question you don't feel like getting right or not knowing anything about it, note those points down. Alright, now along with these, also have a geological dictionary, or use your mobile phone, that is Google Dictionary. Use your mobile phone, that is Google or YouTube, to understand any particular topic, to search for any information, any fact. Okay, so keep these resources with you while solving previous year questions. From where you will solve the previous year questions that I have already mentioned. So start fresh with a notebook. Take a blank notebook. Solve previous year questions. Now I will say not only solve, instead study, because what you have to do is, when you have less amount of time, less number of days, and if you need to cover like large chunk of syllabus, then what you can do is you can study the papers. That means you will also study the wrong options. Now suppose out of the 4 options for any question that you are going through, there will be only one correct option, right? But all the other 3 wrong options, you need to look out for them. What does they mean, and how the question would have been formed if one of those options should have been right. So you need to focus on this part. Don't only focus on the only right option, that is only one. Okay, only right is only one basically, but wrong options are 3. So this kind of study is known as four-fold study. Out of one question, you extracted information 4 times. That means you utilized all 4 options. Let me show you how. Now suppose this is CUCET paper for 2019. Now here I have batholiths are generally associated with. So now I have island arcs, folded structures, earthquake zones, orogenic belts. Okay, so orogenic belts would be the right answer, I think. Now you have to go with all the wrong options. What is island arc? What can be formed there? What kind of igneous structure can I expect there? What is folded structures? What are earthquake zones? Okay. Again, here body waves consist of dash waves. So you have to go through all. What is P wave? What is S wave? What are surface waves? Okay. And also other type of waves, like what is a relay wave? What is a love wave? So on and so forth. Again, like here, what is catastrophism? What is Aristotelian logic? Biblical prophecy? What is uniformitarianism? So always go through all the options, and whatever you don't know, note them down. Note in short points, as short as possible. Why to note them down? Because in those 45 days, you will keep on solving the previous year questions from these three, at least 5 to 10 years, okay, from BHU, Pondicherry and CUCET previous year. Okay, go through all the parts, use your resources, extract information, note them down. Use 30 days for this, for previous year questions. Studying, I would write 30 to 40, when I say not 40, 30 to 35 basically. 30 to 35 days. Rest 10 to 15 days. You will just revise everything. Look, this is the most important part, revision. Since it is, as I mentioned, 80% questions are expected to be completely theoretical, completely rote learning, completely factual. So this part gets even more important as compared to IIT-JAM or GATE. Okay, so their analytical questions are more. So here revision gets more, utmost important. So you need to revise, like even how many times I draw this, it doesn't matter. You need to focus on this. Revise at least 3 times whatever you have, 3 to 5 times actually, whatever you have written in your notebook while noting this down. So even if you not cover all 10 years for all three kind of exams, it's not an issue at all. Whatever you have covered, don't go for the exam without revising. It will be of no use. You will get confused, you will end up scoring negative. Okay? And also focus on not scoring negative at all. Like here it is, I guess, +4 and -1. It will be, I guess, like negative I should have seen in the brochure, but still, just for example, now suppose +4 it's for true, like it's for sure. This -1 I'm not sure about. So look at this by yourself. But the thing is, now suppose if you haven't revised enough, what you will think is, after reading the question, you will think like, I have studied something about this. I know little bit about this. I don't know exactly what the answer is, but I have studied this. So you will think like, then why should I leave this question blank? I should go for any option. There is one more method. You can eliminate the wrong options according to you. But if you haven't revised well, most of the times you will be left with two options, any two options. Now suppose these are the two options that you are left with. You eliminated these two. So now you will just go for guess towards the end because you haven't revised enough. Still, you have studied something about this, so you will not feel like leaving this question, leaving behind, leaving blank. You will feel like attempting it because you have read something, but you haven't revised enough. So you will, the chances are that you will end up scoring negative in that. You will think that you will get +4, but eventually you will end up with -1, and in your total marks it will have an effect of -5 actually. So never do this. This is not the way. Please don't do this. Don't go for negatives. That is why this part is really important. You will regret afterwards. After the exams, I know many people will come and say, sir, I didn't revise enough. I know this. Many a times this happen, and like people tell me this year after year that in geology the exams for subject like geology basically has very large number of theoretical questions. So if you don't revise, you are going to end up with negative marks. That's for sure. Okay. So you still have time before regretting. Please do this. This is the complete thing that you can do for getting a really good rank, even if you start from now onwards. Okay. So let's see what we have taken up here. I will also discuss the study flow. Okay, so difference in paper and type of questions. This also I mentioned from the previous CUCET ones. You can expect the part A to be exact same, almost similar, if not exactly the same. And the part B one you can expect little bit of higher level from CUCET, but exactly matching the level of BHU or Pondicherry. So you have like base, you have the previous year questions to practice, and it won't be much different. That's for sure. What to expect in, okay, this also we have discussed. Okay, so we will discuss for aptitude part, and we will discuss what you should be doing for good rank. So basically, now see, you have out of these 100 questions, and I would write 400 marks. You have 300 marks for geology. You have 100 marks for general aptitude part, right? Now this 100 marks, here you have around 20, not around, basically exactly 25 questions, and here you have exactly 75 questions. Now also bear one thing in mind, while going through previous year questions, never take any question on your ego and start wasting your time. That's not the way to do it. You have less amount of time, always go through the basics first. Like for any topic, if I draw this line, for any topic, okay, now suppose this is igneous. Okay. So always this is igneous, this is sedimentary, this is structural. Always cover the breadth of the syllabus first. This is the breadth of sedimentary. This is the breadth of igneous. Like always cover the basic parts first. Only then jump for the length, like going deeper into any topic. If you are studying sedimentary structures, always go through the basic structures first. Those are asked repetitively in exams. Before jumping into any specific kind of biogenic structures or any specific kind of deformation structures. So before diving deep into the length of any topic, always cover this part first, breadth. Because what happens is, now suppose if you dived deep into sedimentary up to this much length, now suppose here, and you dived deep into igneous up to here, and in structural only up to here, okay, due to like you haven't spent enough time, and you haven't, like in sedimentary, suppose you have covered the breadth only this much, in igneous you have covered the breadth this much, and in structural you have covered suppose the complete breadth. Okay, what if from sedimentary a question comes from this part, very easy basic, that you didn't cover because you were busy in going into the depth. So what will happen is most of the students will get this right, and from igneous, like you went up to some extent, went deeper up to some extent in terms of like studying concepts, and the questions come from this. Now you also get it right, many other people also get it right. From structural, the question comes from this, or let's say not this actually, let's keep it on the basics only, this. So you also get it right, most of the other people also get it right. What will happen is if you cover all the basic parts, you will always be, if not ahead, always be with the majority of the students, and not even majority. Let me tell you, most of the people don't even cover all the topics. They leave behind. They just like cover 60% of the topics. They leave behind 30 to 40% of the topics. So you have to cover at least 70 to 80% of the topics, and that too all the basics first. If you bring it to 100%, it's more than enough for securing a real good rank. And even 70 to 80% will work if you are not wasting your time into like by going much deeper for topics. So don't waste time. Okay. Now for this aptitude part, for 300 marks, this I have discussed. You can, for topic wise people, I can say that the the number of questions from each topic would be evenly distributed. Like you can expect 5 questions, 5 to 10 questions from petrology, around 7 questions from structural, around 6, 7 from mineralogy. Okay, this is not 7, actually 5 to 7. Then around 4, 5 from strati, 4, 5 from paleo, 4, 5 from economic. So basically what I mean to say is the number of questions will be almost equal from each topic, each major topic at least. Okay, so the question paper will be evenly distributed, so don't form an order of topics, and that's not advisable at all, because many a times we have seen that in previous year exams of such level, what happens is there are many questions from like suppose paleo and structural, so you don't have a certain order basically what topic to read first. Okay, though many people will say that you can read petrology first, you can go through structural first, mineralogy first, but then there are n number of topics. You can't ignore paleontology, you can't ignore stratigraphy. So all these topics, paleo, strati, structural, petrology, mineralogy, can get covered if you go through the previous year questions. Okay, and in that way, in this four study way, you will cover like various topics at once. Okay, because solving like having your study plan paper wise has many benefits, because in paper wise the complete syllabus, the complete coverage of topics is done at once. Okay, so you keep on covering subtopics from each topic while solving previous year questions. You don't get left behind on any topic. Okay, I hope you are getting my point here. Now for this, what you can do is just solve previous year CUCET part A questions. If you want to go through any book, you can go through books like R.S. Agarwal for aptitude, and you can also download Made Easy, download or order on Amazon if you wish. This is not advisable actually going through this at this moment with so many days left, but still, if you wish, if you are ready to put in that amount of hard work and that number of hours each day, for suppose around 6 to 7 hours or 8 hours per day, then you can definitely solve these books. So this you can get for English, for aptitude, okay, likewise. And if any typical question comes in this part, don't worry, most of the people will not be able to solve it. So it won't have much of an effect in the competition overall. So try to dedicate around 1.5, like 1 to 1.5 hours of your day each day on this part A, and on this part at least 3 to 4 hours. You didn't work hard during IIT-JAM, at least do it for now and reward yourself with a good college. Okay, and remember, this is an exam that you need to qualify. This is not something of a knowledge fest. So don't go for gaining much of knowledge that you can do once you get into a good college. Then you can work on enhancing your knowledge of geology. Okay, in the field of geology. So here, just be focused, be smarter, have a smart approach, go for smart study rather than only hard work. Okay, so you have to do hard work, you can't run away from it, but along with it you need to be very smart, because you have less number of days and you need to target a lot of things in these days. You need to keep revising it. If you are daily dedicating your 1 hour before going to bed, or the best time to revise actually is in the morning. Okay, you can like half an hour or 1 hour, just go through the things that you studied the previous day and then start your new day. Okay, So these are the things. You can also go through our course. It is at, like, recently we launched a discount coupon as well, success code, and you can go through our CUET PG Geology 2022 crash course. Already many people are registered in that course, and we are having live classes, doubt clearing classes. We have all the contents that are required to crack this exam at one place, organized. Okay, all the concise contents, handwritten notes. So you can go through that course on our app. The link is in the description. You can go through that if you wish. If you like, you can get enrolled. And if you have any queries, if you have any comments, please put it on the comment box, and we will look to have a thorough reply to you. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you, and don't follow. Sorry, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. Thank you.